Brilliance Audio. The Lucky Shamrock by Carolyn Browns, performed by Brittany Presley. No, no, no. Taryn slapped the steering wheel with each word. Nana Irene hadn't said anything about bringing her two cousins Jorja and Anna Rose back to Shamrock for the summer. But right there, parked in front of the flower shop, were Jorja's car with its "Honk If You Love Jesus" bumper sticker, and Anna Rose's truck with its own statement to the world stuck to the back window. "Forget the Blarney Stone, kiss a cowboy." Taryn jerked her phone off the dash holder in her SUV and called her grandmother. "Are you there yet?" Irene asked. "I'm here, but I'm not sure I'm even going in," Taryn answered. Irene laughed. "Suck it up, Buttercup. You'll be so busy that you'll be glad for their help. I've put Clinton McIntyre on the payroll as a full-time employee, too. It'll take all four of you to keep up with the weddings and funerals this summer on top of the small jobs." "Can I live in the apartment upstairs?" Taryn asked. "Nope. I gave that space to Clinton last fall when he came home from the service," Irene said. "You'll be living in the trailer out back with your two cousins. Believe me, they aren't happy with the arrangement either, but you're three grown women. You don't have to like each other, but you do have to work together till I get back. I've taken the guns out of the shop, so the only things there for the next few weeks are floral knives and a hammer in the storage room. We'll see y'all on Saturday for a late lunch. 1 o'clock. Other than that, don't be calling me every day. Learn to get along and work together. Bye now." Taryn laid her head on the steering wheel for several minutes, then raised up and sighed. She'd promised Nana Irene that she would help run the flower shop, the Lucky Shamrock, after Nana's best friend Ruby had fallen and broken her hip, and Taryn wasn't one to go back on her word. Truth was, she was afraid of the lecture she'd get from her grandmother if she did, so she had no choice but to suck it up. She'd worked in the flower shop right along with Anna Rose and Jorja every summer since before she was old enough to go on the payroll. Nana Irene had given the three of them a generous allowance to help her in the summer months. She was of the firm belief that working together helped build friendships. Taryn thought that might have been the only time her grandmother had been dead wrong about an issue. She also said it was to teach us responsibility and to keep us out of trouble. The first part worked, the second not so much. At least in mine and Anna Rose's stories. Jorja didn't do so bad, but then she loves Jesus more than we do, Taryn muttered as she got out of her vehicle. A soft breeze ruffled the petunia blossoms in the hanging baskets on either side of the door into the shop. Nana Irene had taught her that some plants could withstand the hot western sun of the Texas Panhandle in early summer, but nothing would survive the scorch of July and August. Taryn made a mental note to take the baskets inside before that time came. She opened the door, heard the familiar jingle of the bells, and did her best to put a smile on her face. Anna Rose looked up from behind the counter and frowned. "It's about time you got here. We've got a funeral on Wednesday and we're swamped. I've been running back and forth between making a wreath in the back room and coming up here to take orders." "I'm ready to go to work." Taryn wedged her purse beside two others on the shelf under the counter. One was pink with a Bible verse embroidered on the front. The leather one beside it was embellished with sparkly gemstones. "Where is Jorja?" "She's in the back. We're taking turns waiting on customers." Anna Rose tucked a strand of her curly chestnut brown hair up into the messy bun on top of her head. She wore skinny jeans with a top that hugged her curvy body and showed just a little bit of cleavage. Her green eyes, the only thing all three cousins had inherited from their Irish roots, twinkled with mischief just like always. "Isn't this awesome?" Jorja came out from the back room with a big smile on her face and wrapped Taryn up in a hug. "God is really good to give us this time together." Except for the eyes. No one would have ever guessed that Jorja was related to the other two women. She was tall and slender, and she wore her blonde hair in two thick braids that wrapped around her head like a crown. Somewhere there was a nice figure, but Jorja hid it under what folks called mom jeans and a baggy chambray shirt that buttoned up the front. Taryn knew because she'd seen Jorja in a swimsuit before they all grew up and split 7 ways to Sunday, as her grandmother had often complained.